Hello, sunflowers. May all the light in the world, the peace and the blessing of Saint Sarah, and all of us Roma be with you. Here is your spiritual gypsy this Tuesday, July 14th, 2026, bringing you the predictions you asked for. This channel belongs to you, and the most requested or most liked comments always make it on air, and I want to thank each of you who allows me into your home and trusts the gypsy, who shares the gypsy's videos, helping them reach more people who need truth and light. And to those of you who send us any amount through this QR code here on the screen to help our more than 100 rescued animals victims of mistreatment. To everyone who helps us in any way, may you receive 3 times as much in peace, love, health, and blessings in your lives. Opa, that's it. Well, today was a day for light mandala work. That's why the gypsy is filming, right? It's already evening. I was out in the wind a lot, I really was out in the wind a lot. And it's really cold, right? It's really cold. But anyway, let's keep going, right? So the video will be coming. Okay, today's predictions will be a little later for you. But, on days of light mandala work, there's no way the gypsy can do the predictions in the morning, okay? Well, the Berenice case. Mrs. Berenice, 60 years old, a cook, a very beautiful and active woman, mother of 3 children, disappeared on June 30th in the city of Ubatuba after arguing with her former boss, right? It seems she went, to Ubatuba, season, after, arguing with her former boss. An agreement regarding the amount she was supposed to receive, and she simply disappeared. The former boss is in jail, but there's still no sign of Berenice. So, what can be revealed to us, everyone knows. Although I talk a lot about politics, what you ask of me, now not as often, because of the censorship that the fortune teller has been facing, not just the fortune teller, but other channels as well. So, most of the hottest content I take over to the Sunflower Club. Everyone knows that, but the main focus of this channel is the cases. We have already solved hundreds of cases in these 5 years of the channel. So I'm not getting Berenice's energy. I couldn't channel it, okay? I'm picking up the energy of the situation right now. And on June 30th, 2026. And I confess to you that the energy is extremely unstable, extremely dense. But let's see what the sphere of light reveals through me, using these cards what really happened, how it happened, and where Berenice is, with your permission. I saw the photos of Berenice, right? To try to channel her energy. Berenice Ramos de Aguiar, but I couldn't. I had to channel the energy of the situation. Let's go. I asked the spirit guides to use me as an instrument through this gypsy deck. To bring predictions, revelations, precise and objective. What happened to Mrs. Berenice Ramos de Aguiar, who disappeared in Ubatuba on the northern coast of São Paulo? On June 30th, 2026. Please use me as an instrument. So it is, so it will be. Thank God. Oh, bye. I'll use 2 decks as always. Oops. I ask the spirit guides of light to use me as an instrument through this gypsy deck. Oops. To bring precise, objective predictions and revelations. Where is Mrs. Berenice Ramos de Aguiar? Missing in Ubatuba on June 30, 2026. What actually happened? Please use me as an instrument. So it is, so it will be. Thank God. Bye. You can feel the density of the energy, right? Then it dropped here. The cards are sticking together, right? I'll put them in the same place. And let's cut the deck. And why couldn't I channel Berenice's energy? Because she is simply no longer among us. Why? I can't channel the energy of a person who is no longer on the earthly plane. Not that she passed away recently, though. It could be 20 or 30 days, it depends on the case, especially if it's someone who took their own, I can't use that word, of someone who took her life. She is still asleep in the spiritual realm, so I don't have permission. That's one of the reasons I can't channel the energy. That's why I had to channel the energy of the moment. And I couldn't channel Ms. Berenice's energy. Those who follow my cases already know that, right? Right? That's why I always draw the cards in front of you. But you're going to say, it's because there are people who come here now and don't understand that a prediction isn't formulaic. It's not a recipe. What I draw here, what I see here, is what the higher realm allows me to see and reveal. Of so many, many cases that I've already revealed here in great detail, okay? Way before they were reported in the media. Now I even help the police abroad in America and have been helping to solve cases for years because they're psychics, at least I am very respected. Right? Going to solve police cases here in Brazil now, right? After so many cases that that we managed to solve here through the sphere of light, they are now showing respect. Why am I saying this? Because, of course, she seemed like a responsible woman. In both readings, that I drew it in front of you. I'm not repeating what the media is saying. I'm seeing here what actually happened, okay? Here. Okay? In both readings. That's why I use two decks. Because the reading has to match, okay? Despite the argument they say that she had, Berenice, with her former boss, Berenice liked working there. She really liked it, okay? However, we've already seen that Berenice, even though she was a 60-year-old woman, right, in her 60s, she was a very healthy woman, right? She was a very beautiful woman, right? And here, House 24 comes up. In other words, I don't think Berenice was dismissed. Underneath, the time endured. I see that there was some jealousy from the former boss. I get it, you know? Then she combined it with the low season, which we know about. I used to live on the coast, you know that, right? And really, during the winter, it does go down, right? The hotels, the inns, yeah. But what really motivated it was jealousy, right? Jealousy over a man. On the girl's part, Berenice? No, on the boss's part. Gypsy, are you saying the boss is involved? Up to her neck. It's good that they've already arrested them, right? But in her mind, the same case as that goalkeeper Bruno who disappeared. I've already talked about Elisa Samu too, right? No body, no crime. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Hold on, I'll explain everything. She's deeply involved and is in jail with no chance of release. But the special reason was jealousy. Okay? That's what came out here for me. Why are you saying that, Gypsy? I got the woman in both readings, plus the House of the Cross and the House of the Coffin. Here is House 99 in Kabbalistic numerology. It's the end of a cycle. The end of her paths, House 22 and House 2. In other words, they took Berenice's life. It's done. Sorry for the expression. They killed her. She killed herself. Although I don't see another person involved, no. But in the concealment of the body, yes. But it's not someone from Ubatuba, no, from the northern coast. Okay, so unfortunately, I was already almost certain that Berenice was no longer with us. She could have been kidnapped and held captive, but no. Okay, unfortunately, she lost her life there. Her life was taken. Her life was taken on June 30th. And yes, by the pretty one who's in jail. That's a fact. We see the confirmation here. Okay? House 9. The paths. The coffin and the cross. Okay? I don't see anyone else involved regarding Berenice. But yes, regarding the concealment of the body. I don't follow what the media says. You asked me to look into a case. I tried to find out who the person is and get the photo and the name so I can channel the energy. So I don't know what's going on out there today, okay? But Berenice's body is not there. There's some woods there nearby. There's a lot of woods, right? Ubatuba, right? By the way, my cousin lives in Ubatuba. My cousin, Deusa. Her name is Deusa. She really is a goddess. In her heart, in her soul. Kisses, cousin. I love you. But I don't see Berenice's body there. It's pretty far away. And she had already planned it. Because she already had it in for Berenice. Do you understand? It's not just that she doesn't want to pay a severance. There was a mix of jealousy there. Because this woman is weak. In her mind. So, she had already planned it. Take a life just like that. The House of the Bear. House 38. That is... It was a premeditated crime. She wanted Berenice far away, really far away. From her inn. And away from her man. Oh, gypsy, what a crude term. For a woman like that, I don't have a better word to use. Okay? Sorry, Ubatuba Police. I'm always here to help. But I'm sure you have it in your hands. House of Rats? House 20 again? House of the Fox? Enough evidence for this woman to rot in jail. She's not just being held as a suspect, right? She's a criminal. And she acted alone. She acted alone in taking Breno's life. However, the bear's house had House 38, which I had already drawn. Regarding the concealment of the body. There are more people involved in this. Who helped her? Friends. Maybe you're even watching this video. There are 2 more people involved in hiding the body. And each card, for those of you who are just joining us, has a different meaning in relation to the city, country. Do you understand? And there is Berenice's body. It's not in a tomb. I see 2 people who helped hide the body. Okay? In other words, Berenice. He was taken. He was taken to another state. Already. And there are 2 people. I have the House of Partnerships here. And one of these people just pick up the phone. The police must already have that evidence, right? I think so. From her conversation with that person. Which is the main one? Friend who was already waiting. You know that really good friend who even helps hide a body. Exactly. It's super easy. Okay? Finding the body? No. But proving that she took Berenice's life. Berenice's body is in Rio de Janeiro. Home sweet home. Far from a grave. That is in hiding the body. 3 people. House 12, 2 more, 3 in Kabbalistic numerology. 3 people involved. A friend. And maybe someone else. Not sure if it's a man, but not a woman. The boss. Who took her own life? The life of her former employee. Out of jealousy, out of insecurity. Because she's unloved. Because she still has light years to go. Isn't it? That's just my view based on what I see. I'm not sure, but the police already know. More people are involved and the body is far away. My respect. And my condolences. To you, 3 children of BDMS. Your mother, she was cruelly murdered. It was jealousy. Someone wanted her gone. But now, it wasn't because she had to pay 4,000 or whatever the amount was. It's because she's just mean. I'd rather take the life of the girl who's now with the lawyer. Much more. Exactly. It's all due to jealousy. Not that BDMS gave any reason. That's not it. But because people, I always say, people need to have a little more love for others. Today, lives are taken for any trivial reason. Like it was in her case. Poor BDMS, she lost her life. Without understanding anything. Put pressure on one of her closest friends who lives in Rio de Janeiro. That the police arrive at the body. Either Rio de Janeiro or the border with Rio de Janeiro, okay? That's the point. Yeah, it's such a sad case. A beautiful woman, healthy, full of life, to lose her life that way. So cruel. I hope justice is served, because the police already have everything they need to pressure this delinquent or friend who might not be able to handle the pressure. After all, we're not talking about people who are used to committing crimes. But a friend chose to hide the body with the other. Press her, girl. She'll tell you everything you need to know, okay? All right, I'm leaving you all now. Don't forget, before I leave you with my gypsy blessing, to leave your like here, please, so this video gets recommended to other people, and for you tomorrow, when I bring Wednesday's predictions, and leave your suggestions here in the comments. What do you want for tomorrow? Another case? Do you want predictions? Do you want another type of predictions, political predictions? No, but that's okay. If you ask for it, I'll have to do it, because I'm here, right, to serve. Anyway, leave it here in the comments. What do you want, a spiritual approach? Or the most requested comments? Or the most liked ones? Or a comment? Bring it up tomorrow, okay? I leave you all with my gypsy blessing. The protection of our mother and of St. Sarah, our patroness. May she cover you all with her mantle. May our Father in heaven, our Creator, and our Master Jesus. And may they be present in your home, in your life, in your heart, and in the way each of you acts. See you tomorrow, if our Father in heaven allows it, and if St. Sarah blesses us. Stay in the light, my dears. Let there be light. May our Father in heaven receive it. In his arms. Big kiss, big kiss.